Yo, let me see if I find it on my wall. It's Elohim, your Elohim. Today, I got some special Honda Pilot content for you. I'm going to be replacing the power steering rack. Now, I've searched all over YouTube, and so far I haven't found anyone to do a 2011 Honda Pilot. As you know, like the 2008 model on to like 2015 are pretty much the same. So I'm not going to show you everything because there's a few good videos on that. Like shout out to Eric the Car Guy and a couple other brothers I saw. But I was going to try to do engine hoist, but I didn't see anybody do that. I don't see any places on this engine where I can use my engine hoist, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to have to just go with what everybody else does, which is the jack stand. Dang, I'll put the brother's name right here. I forgot his name. I was just looking at his video. He did a 3-part series on this, which was excellent, in-depth and excellent. I'll drop his name right here since I'm forgetting it. Forgive me, brother. But he did an excellent job. 3-part series, detailed. It was amazing. But it wasn't on 2011 though. It's like on 2008. That's the problem. So what I'm gonna do is just try to show any nuances that I find that may be different from the videos you see. And I also have a theory, something I gathered from listening to some of those videos, that I think the power steering rack will be easier coming out the passenger side versus going out the driver's side. Most people get fooled into that because they see the little column sticking up and they think it's closest to the driver's side. But I think it's going to come out easier going to the passenger side. So that's the two main things I want to show was the engine hoist, but I don't see a place to attach my engine hoist without taking something off the engine, which I'm not going to do. So I'm not going to do all that. I just don't see a spot. But I will keep you up to date with little nuances. Like for instance, I'll show you one nuance right here. There's like a couple of bolts holding down the little plastic steering. Let me see if I can. So like on the other ones I saw like a little bolt holding these down, but on this, let me see if I can stand in the way. On this one, my plastic is missing. If I can, there we go. And as you can see, it's got like these little there we go. These little fasteners, just 2 fasteners. One's right there and one's right here. That's all. There's no bolts. And I'm missing my little plastic column. And you can see, I think I can just pop those off with my little popper. And you can see my setup here to keep the steering wheel straight. I've got y'all know I forget suddenly I forget things. I've got a, what do you call these, y'all? You got your brakes and what do you call these? Rotor. I've got a rotor. Appreciate it, y'all. I got a rotor attached to my steering wheel so my steering wheel doesn't move, which is very important. I actually I'm gonna take a second bungee cord now that I think about it, just to make sure that steering doesn't move. Prime, by the way, my SRT is really easy to replace the steering rack. Like, it's super easy. That's what I love about that Mopar, is everything is very easy. Honda's pretty good at it too, but it's normally just a lot of stuff in your way. So first things I can show you differently. Let's see if this just pops off of here or not. Let's see what happens. I've given myself, I think this project should take about, well, it popped off all right, but I threw it somewhere. So there you go, that's gonna pop off. I did it with one hand. That's the problem working with one hand, the cameras and stuff like that. So yes, it's easier to actually take that plastic off. Let me see if I can get to the other one real quick. Let me just pause just a second so I don't lose that clip. Hold on. I love you. Yo, there it is. A lot hard to get to that second one. Not hard, it's just you gotta contort yourself a little bit. Pull that plastic back. It's not really that hard. Okay, don't think it's super hard. But just so you can see it, that's what it looks like. You just pop that out with your little, little fasteners popper there. So that's those two. The other one I don't know where it went. I'll find it later. It's not important. And then let's see if this comes right off or not here. Let's see what happens, y'all. So this is actually easier to have to unscrew anything. And as you can see, yeah, there you go. Easy access on that. That's a wrap. And we're in because you have to remove the 2 tins. Let me check and make sure, seeing what I'm seeing. See 1 tin here, that blue one, it's easy to see. And looks like this one has 1 screw. Those older videos, that's why it's important. I want to do this so you kind of get an update, because things get easier as they get more advanced. So it looks like it's just this 1 screw on this. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like this is just 1 tin. So I'll let you know if I find another one. From what I saw, there were 2 tins on all the videos I was seeing, the 2008s and stuff. But that's looking like just 1 tin, which is an improvement. Like even this right here is an improvement, a lot easier. So I'll be back. I'm gonna pop this. I'll be back with my next tip. I don't know what that'll be, but when I pop back in, it'll be the next tip for you. 2011 front wheel drive Honda Pilot. All right. Yo, vamos. Yo, let me show y'all a little something I see on this one. I just took off this little pink plastic piece. I took a picture how it was oriented. As you can see there, let me see if I can put my, yeah. As you can see there, there's a pink marker. See if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Pink marker there, and there's this little divot, this little ring or whatever that is. I'm gonna see if that lines up with the new one, and that'd be great to get it aligned just like that when you put it back in. If you don't know, when you do a power steering rack, you want to keep the rack and the steering column aligned. So I've got this right on my bungee so it don't move the wheel at all. It's gonna stay still. And I'm gonna align it with just like that. I see it marked. So when I take this one out, I'm gonna mark my new one like this and see if I can't get it back to the same orientation. So again, that was easy. Only 1 tin on this rack, unlike the old ones I saw 2. As you can see, don't lose your little bracket here. All right, got a little bracket you don't wanna lose. I couldn't get it off with my small wrench, so I had to take that medium size, what was it, 3/8? I think these are 3/8. I forget which one. This is the the medium size 3/8 one, but I had to use this one to break it free. So I forget what the torque spec is, but it's not easy with the small one, but you can definitely get to it with your medium size wrench. I use a swivel neck, just makes it easier in tight spaces, and I use a little extension so I can get a good grip on it. So all right, that's my second update. See y'all on the next update here. Yo, quick update. It is a 17 for the flare. You will need a flare nut wrench. Let me see if I can get y'all. See how I can see or not. That's gonna be hard to see. It's very hard to see. Let me see if I can get y'all in there. It's gonna be hard. It's right in there, but I can't focus with all this stuff. That's gonna be hard for y'all to see. It's literally. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Yo, see that? That's a 17. Down there on the power steering rack, it's a 17. Not a 14 for the 2011 Honda Pilot front wheel drive touring. 17 on that flare nut. Let me show you where I am when I come out of this. That's where I was filming from, but you can get to it directly. You can reach around these because this stuff moves, and you can get a handle on it from there. But it's right in here. You just can't see it from up here. All right, I'm trying to give you the best view that I can. It's just up here. I can't focus. Yeah, you can see it slightly from right here. You can see it right down in. Oh, that's not it. Let me move, see if I can move this stuff. Let's see if we can get you a good angle here. There you go. See me pull that stuff back. There you go. All that, even that one, all those wires pull back. There it is. See it? Trying to give you a second to see it. I hate when mechanics don't give you time to see what you're looking at. There we go. There we go. See that? You can pull all that back and get to it. But that's how you get to that nut, and then that one right beside it there. You can wait till you pull it out the car, because it's got a fastener that's facing down. With those little hose clamps right here is facing downward. So that's a little bit harder to get to. But you can do this one when you get it out. This is just easier to approach from here. So that's why I'm doing it that way. All right, this angle is probably all kinds of crazy, but I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to get y'all a good shot, okay? All right, vamos. Yo, so update, because of this short angle, I probably could move this and maybe keep on struggling to get that, to break that nut free, but I've 3 out of 4 people I watched wait till they got the subframe dropped to then just break it free. So I think I'm going to do that. What I am about to try to do though is, I might just wait though. I was about to see if I go on and break the other one free, not break it free, but just take the remove that. I showed y'all what I was pointing to earlier, right? Y'all remember what I pointed to earlier? But just remove the other, pull back the hose and let some of the power steering fluid drain out is all I'm saying. You can't see it from here, but just remove the other one. I'm kind of pointing, that's the edge right here. This is the edge of my winch, and the other bolt is right here. There's a little hose attached to it. I'm thinking I might just pull that back. Remember I told y'all it's facing downward though. But I may just pull that back and let some drain off. But at the same time, it really doesn't matter till you get under there. So no, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed, and I will update y'all. But just wanted to let you know it's not easy, not because of how tough it is to get the flange bolt off, just because of the angle. You can't really get a good torque angle. If you remove this, you might have a chance. This is just 1, 2, 3, 4 little clips that you pull out. You might be able to do it. I'm just not gonna worry about it because I know I can do it once I get under there anyway. I'm also gonna be replacing my we'll go on the roll bar. The what do you call them? Not the, goes under the brackets. I can't remember at the moment. The ones that go on the roll bar though. Y'all know I forget when I start get on this video. But when I get to it, I'll remember it once I see it. But again, since I should be under here with space to work anyway, it won't be a problem. I'll get to it eventually. I was just hoping to maybe break it up here and then go down low, but I don't see that happen at the moment. So bushings, I'll replace the bushings. So I'll be in that area anyway. All right, I'll give y'all updates. Bye, man. Yo, there I was in the belly of the beast. Let me show y'all what I found. I wasn't doing those in landscape. I just realized that important to clean up when you're doing repairs. Look at my axle, my CV axle. There's a hole in my freaking CV axle. There's a hole in my CV axle. We've had this weird thump. Like it felt like it was, I thought it was a transmission, but this is a good news and bad news. So I was wondering why there was grease everywhere when I had replaced this CV axle. So somehow this CV axle broke. I mean, it's just, I don't know how that happened. I have zero idea how that broke, but it did. So it's good news because again, I think I've got 2 issues, not 1. Power steering is, I should have said this in the beginning. God forgive me. But the I got the steering wheel wander happening, and some of the strange noises coming from the power steering. So that's how I know it's the rack. But I also had this weird thud that happens that felt like it's coming from a CV axle area or transmission area. And I think I found our culprit. So that's, who knows how long that's been broken and leaking like that. I thought that that was all the grease and stuff. I thought it was like leftovers from when I had changed it not too long ago. But it's not. It was actually new grease. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do this steering wheel. I'm still gonna do this rack first, and then I'm gonna, obviously I gotta change this CV axle. And hopefully by repairing both of these issues, it'll resolve all our problems. We'll have a smooth ride. But it was, oh yeah, so, and we'll get up to about 40, 60 miles per hour, and it start wobbling and all that stuff and stuttering. So with this being messed up, I thought that wasn't a problem again because I replaced it. But if that CV axle is bad, it could cause all that issues, all that wobbling when you get to 40, 60 or whatever. So it may not be the transmission at all. We will see, but I won't have that final verdict until I get all these repairs done. But I just wanted to show you what I found, and it was grease right there, so I couldn't even see that. And think about it, if my wheel would have been in a different position, I might have just missed it altogether. So I'll put my woo for that. I'll praise the Most High for that. But yeah, we got two issues, not one. All right, get back to this rack now. About to come over here, as you can see. Let's see here. Ouch. There's that what I was talking about from above. That's actually a 10 millimeter screw at there. So it's not like just a clamp, it's 10 millimeter. They got a couple of those on this thing. And the opposite side of this, on the other side of that, is where I have the wrench at. It's on that side. It's right there. You can't see it, but it's on this side of the column over here. Trying to find a good angle, man. I don't know. Like I said again, I may not be able to get to it till I drop it. But that's where the power steering column goes up into the thing. That's why you have to drop the subframe, because you can't get it out of there if you don't. So that's where we're at. Just letting you know. Give me some updates. Oh, and one more thing. That's the transmission mount. As you can see, it's easy to get to, but I'll need to. That could be the cause of some of my stuttering and stuff too. So that's worn out and old. You can see it's dried and cracked. So I'll be replacing that too. I just wanted to let y'all know some of the things I found here. And you can see some of that gunk still up in there. I'm out of paper towels. But you get some of that goo out of there. But I'll be replacing this CV axle, so I'll be pulling that, and I'll be able to get to that dirt, get it all cleaned up there. So, because I will be replacing this CV axle. I mean, it's already cracking. Look at that. That's a pretty much brand new boot, y'all. And it's already, y'all see that? It's already got cracks in it. But again, if that grease, well, that's the other end, so I don't know. I need to buy a better. I have to buy a better one. So that's the update. Yo, let me show you how I got to that right there on that nipple that I've been showing y'all. I use this. I've got a long extension, as you can see, like the Joker in Batman, the original Batman, Michael Keaton. So I got a long extension where I can just hold it, you know, from here. And just drill it off. But that's how I got to it. I got the wheel off now, as you can see, like I was showing you. And then I'm just pulling the nipple off. I've got my tray under here. Let me move this out the way. This is the bolt that holds that hose on there. Clean that off. Got me a little catch tray, because it's probably about something to spill out. But the idea is to try to drain off, remember, as much power steering fluid as possible, the old power steering fluid, so you don't contaminate. And look at the color of this. You can tell, I can guarantee you when I open this, is going to be power steering fluid in here, because that reddish tint, that's because of that fluid that's been sitting here. I can almost guarantee that's what's going to happen. But hopefully when I take this off, this hose will let some power steering fluid drain out. So let's see. Let's pull this nipple off. Okay, nothing came out. Now I had already, take a look there, y'all see that? Yeah, that's because there's something in the way here. There we go. But I had already siphoned some out with a turkey baster. Let me move this over. Just trying to get some more out of that hose. See if I can, there we go. So I just hooked that. I just hooked that like that. So that's that nipple there. Can I see the nipple? Where did the nipple go? Oh, something different thing. So yeah, but that nipple there, which you have to take that off, by the way, and you have to put it on your new power steering pump. So that's when that comes off. But again, you can take that off outside of the car. It's not really necessary. And my left side exit, passenger side exit, that can only work if you take the engine mount out, because the engine mount is in the way. So just FYI, that's not going to work. But we'll see what happens here. That's where I am right now. You see a lot of power steering fluid dripping out of there, and you want to let that run out of the system. That goes directly into the system. That's not a part of the power steering rack. So you keep doing other stuff while that's happening, because that's not a part of the steering rack itself. That runs to another part of the system there, see? That's the steering rack over there. So, yeah. But I could probably break it free from here if I wanted to. I ordered a little special flange tool, and what I found is my flare nut was a 17, so it's gonna be an issue. I don't know what issue that's gonna cause getting it off, because that ratchet helps you get more angles, and it takes 2 or 3 days to get here. And I listen to the video. They said 14, and I should have did my due diligence, and I would have got the 17 instead of the 14, because these are 17mm flare nuts. So we will see what happens. I may see if I can go ahead and break that free, just stand there, just for shits and giggles. But we'll see. So yeah, 17 flare wrench, y'all. Flare nut wrench 17 for the 2011 Honda Pilot. All right, see y'all in a minute. Yo, broke it off. So yes, just FYI, you can get to it. I just used again, this is the 17mm flare. If y'all don't know what the flare looks like, let me show y'all that real quick. Again, I try to give y'all information for dummies like me, who haven't done these things before. This will do. This is a 19 to 17, but that's the difference. This is your regular wrench. Now you can see the flare nut wrench has those straight sides, got that angle that fits specifically to that flare. See that? And it closes off. So this one you can slide over it. This one you have to go down. Okay? Let me show you that real quick. Oh, I'm using my stand. Let's see. Let me get down here to the angle I'm at. Land on the side. But with your, this is a regular wrench here, right? You're able to just slide it over. See that I can just slide it over? That's really not one. Lose the focus every time. But let's do it. Let me just use this for example. But you slide it over. With the flare nut, you can't slide it this way because you see how that small end is. You have to go down, over and down. All right. Just wanted to make you aware of that. But yes, I just Oh, you can see it there. There we go. There we go. Come on. Yeah. It wants, every time my hand gets in the way. There we go. Just over and down. See that? And then it works just like a regular nut. Left loosen, right tighten. All right. And then that's how you break that free. I stood up, basically, not stood up, but like got on my knee right here and pulled up, and then it broke free. So it's a little bit of torque on there, but yes, you can do it from there. Again, well, I will definitely let you know what transpires with the with the high pressure hose going into the steering rack. So, all right, Neil, WOBBLE. Yes, and one more thing, I just wanted to see if any fluid comes out of here. Let's see if any fluid comes out of here. Let me take this out. Yes, we got a little bit more fluid. A little bit of fluid dripped out, not much. But there's that part there. Again, you have to transfer this to your new part. And just like these flare nut hose fittings, they slide. They normally have a little bit of sliding mechanism feature to them. But yes, that has to be transported to the new pump. And yo, WOBBLE. So, okay, something I want to show you all. You have two bolts, the power steering rack and pinion bracket. See, one's here. This was the easy one to get to. That's the hard one to get to, right there. To get to it, this line here needs freedom of movement. You see how that can move freely? That's because I took this little 10 millimeter bolt from the little, it's a little thing that holds the bracket right there. Okay, easy to find. Let me zoom in just a bit for you. So that holds this line in place. You remove that, now you got play, so you can go over the top of it like this. You'll need a flex head ratchet. This is a 3/4. Okay. Now the key is though to get it broken free, to be able to reach it. You see how far I've got it out? I didn't start with the short socket. I started with this long socket here, and that's how you get that broken free to start. And then once you get this started, you need to switch to your short socket, and then your short socket can work it out the rest of the way. But short socket, flexible flex head wrench, 3/4 wrench. Take that 10 millimeter bolt out of this power steering line, okay, so that it can have freedom of movement, and then you'll be able to get this out. All right, the rest is just contortion and get it on out of there. But what's making that hard to come out is, see if I can see them. Those lines, these lines here, the coolant lines or gas. I don't know if those are the brake lines or the what's the name lines, but those lines right there make it hard because it's hard to get this socket and that ratchet in between there. But it can be done. There's a little bit of, just a little bit, ever so slightly, ready to go, of play. You can push those lines just a little bit side to side so they're not completely just solid in one place. But once you do, but you'll be able to get it out by doing that. All right, so I just want to give y'all an update. Yo, I got some great news for you all. As you can see, I got my subframe supported. This is the transmission. Got my heavy duty jack there. Honda Pilots don't come with that jack, but my SRT8 does. Prime has it, so big win right there. So I got it fully supported. You can see my subframe just dropped significantly, but it's supported by this right now, so it's going to be really easy to drop this. And the reason you have to drop it is because you got to get clearance on your power steering rack. See, I've got all the bolts loose. It's a bolt here, here. There's 2 bolts over there, which I'd already showed you all. Y'all already saw that in the last clip. But I also discovered, I was trying to get it's my regular old flare wrench. You see the other videos. They suggest the snap-on tool, which is fine, but it's a little bit tougher to get to it with this one. But I just now broke it free using this one. So you can see how much my subframe has not dropped much. It's dropped a little bit. And what that gives me is my ability, as you can see, to move my steering rack. But it couldn't go that high because there's a little bracket. This is what I want to show you all. There's a little bracket right here. That's the engine mount. It's a little bracket right there. You back up so you can get a view of it. It's a little bracket right here that's held by a 10 millimeter. You can't see it, but you can see, you can maneuver your hand back there. You can feel it. The 14 millimeter engine mount bolt is the big bolt you'll feel back here. I'm touching it right now. My hand's moving up and down on it. And over, now see, watch my fingers move here. See how they moved over? That's where the 10 is. It's right there. And it's this bolt here. Let me see if you can see it over there. See, that's the one I just took out of there. See, that's my daughter's feet. So, yes, once you get that 10 out of there, plenty of space to get to it. I used, this is what I used, the small with a little 10-inch extension. Again, I just reached right up under here, and then I found it. I'm just showing you how you can see me, and then I just, and what that does is it gives you enough space now where you can manipulate this rack further higher, because that high pressure line is not being held to the subframe anymore. See, and what that ultimately does is it allows you to get your regular socket in there and break this free. You got enough room. Now remember, I've already dropped it down just a little bit, and it gave me just enough. With that plus that, you can get to it. So just wanted to give you that update, and then the rest, once you break it free, you can use a different type of wrench if you need to wrench that open. But because those are easier. I don't think I've got another 17. Yes, I do. I've got a 17. I'll grab that and see if I might clip that together. Yo, quick update. If you do not have a snap-on attachment, it's going to be really hard to do it with your wrench to get it going. But once you drop the frame a little bit more, I suggest a small pair of pliers, and that'll work just as well quickly, so you can unscrew that quickly. It took me about 30 minutes just trying the other wrenches and stuff. This is actually not that hard of a job. So don't let this job scare you at all. Drop in the subframe, what you see, that's all you need, as long as you got that floor jack and then one of those types. Or you can have 2 floor jacks. So a lot of you do have that, 2 floor jacks, 2 big ones. That's the tough part, but that's easy. So we're gonna see how hard it is to get this out of here, but it's just been tedious. It's a tedious project, but it's really not that hard. So we'll see if I spoke too soon, because once I get this bolt free, we'll see if I got enough space to pull it. But as you can see, if you don't have the snap-on tool, use your pliers. That's gonna be a lot easier for you if you don't have a snap-on tool there. But as you can see, it's free enough now so that I can do it by hand. And yeah, there she goes. So a little bit more to drip into our pan there. Remember, you want to get as much of that stuff out as you can. But I just wanted to give you that tip, that pro tip, as a workaround for not having that snap-on tool. So once you leave it in there all the way till you drop the subframe, and then when you drop the subframe, you'll be able to get that off of there. You can break it free with your flare wrench. 17 millimeter 2011 Honda Pilot. This has touring front wheel drive, has a 17 millimeter bolt. Break it free with the 17 millimeter flare wrench. Then you can switch to your small set of pliers just to turn it off. It's just hard to turn it with the regular size wrench. If you got a small wrench, my baby wrenches go up to 15, so I was a little bit short. But if you got a small wrench, that'll work too. I just didn't have a small wrench, so the space is too tight. But a small set of pliers allows you to get around it and turn it loose. With everything else I've shown you, trust me, if I were to do this again, I could have been to this point. I'll give myself 2 to 3 hours. Which is really not bad. This is generally like an 8-hour project. I already calculated about 8 hours just because I'm very explorer for one thing, and then, you know, trial and errors. But without all of that, this could probably be done in 4 hours. So, but I'll see if I change my mind on that. I just want to give you all that update and that pro tip. Vamos. Yo. So all that's stopping this after you get all that done, those bolts out, again, this will go a lot faster second time around, is that lip right there. Let me see if I can get a shot for you here. Okay. You are right in my way, buddy. Let me see. This right here, let me see if you can see my fingers there. Can't see my camera. Hold on. Got it oriented the wrong way to show y'all. Okay, we're going backwards. See if it's going this way. What we got? There we go. See that there? This right here, the bracket, power steering column. That's the bracket. This is what makes it hard for it to get out. This is wedged in there. To make it eat what I did, and it was real simple. And this only really works if your inner tie rod on your passenger side is good, because it needs to stay still. But I took these, a dead blow, and then my metal hammer, 3-pound hammers, and I just lined it up, and I would hold it like this, my left hand, and I would block it with my right hand. Dang, y'all, I should use my stand. Let me show you an example like this. So I'm holding it like this with my left hand, but I got my right hand like this. So and that just pushes, it just pushes it through. I ended up using this one, and that pushed it all the way through, because, you know, it vibrates that metal for you. When you use the metal, it vibrates the metal. And plus, normally people buy their rack and pinion with the inner tie rods, so that's what I did. So I'm not worried about destroying it or anything like that. So you don't hit it with metal if you didn't want to destroy it. If you was going to reuse it, you had to go straight deadbolt. But this was going to give you more force and vibration to get it wedged out of that metal. But that's what I did, and it pushed it straight through. Again, this needs to be good. The one on my driver's side is trash. That might is probably a large part of the stuttering I've been experiencing at high speeds. Is actually the inner tie rod is bad. So, but that's, again, I've got a new rack and pinion. It's got inner tie rods, brand new inner tie rods, so we're fine on that. But as you can see, I just gotta pull it out that way. Let me see, I don't think there's anything stopping it. It's hard to do it from over here. I'll see if I can pull it out that way. Let me see. Let's see if we can pull it out while I got you here. Let's see what happens. But it's free. So now, looks like there's some more maneuvering to do. But it's free though. I am free. And you see, again, I showed you how much I let mine down. I didn't even take my bolts all the way out. So you can see how far I got my subframe down. I did not let them all the way out. And we are free and clear. Oh, snap. That's what it is. When we are not free and clear, it's hitting this. So now we got to get that clear. Let's see if I can do that live for you. Hold on. I can't rotate my camera while I'm filming. La vie. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can't show you all. I'm doing this. Don't know what I'm gonna do. But
Looks like I can just, of course, lean it back. While there, that's my Sodonia, my wife. Let's see if I can. I need to rock it. My block, I'm probably blocking the doggone camera. But it needs to go this way. It can't go, I don't think it can go forward because I don't have enough rotation. But I think I can go backwards. Let me move this over. See what y'all can see. Y'all can see a little bit. All right. Let me see. Every time I move it, I gotta put my arm where y'all are. That's crazy. But yeah, it's hitting the. So I see what that means. The subframe may have to drop more because of that. That's what that means. If it can't rotate, which I don't think it can. Oh, it's gunky back here. If I can't rotate it, it's gotta go that way. Let me take a look at this. Every time I move the camera. Yeah, it's. I have to drop my subframe more, which is okay because I've got everything supported. So I'm gonna drop it some more, and yeah, I gotta drop it some more here, which would mean it would just be the back ones though. See if I can keep rolling while I do this real quick. Those are 17. Yeah, thing is, let me see here. Just need to drop the subframe some more. That would mean I can't leave. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get away with dropping it just a little bit. I got to drop it a lot. Because right now it's not even being supported by my jacks. So just FYI, you can drop it that far and it won't fall on you. But I don't suggest trying without it. So, well, looks like I can't get my impact on it now because it's so low. So I'm gonna have to switch over to my other buddy. Let me let's go with, I'm gonna go with my automatic. Okay. Go on my automatic. Ooh. See, like it doesn't really drop until the other one over there. Let me see what happens.
Oh, there's a lady coming.
Let me grab that real quick. I don't know. What are you talking about, the bar? Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look to see if it is. Yeah, what time is it? Let's see. Oh. Gotta move that. Oh. All right. Significant. I might have to drop this. I see why I may have to drop it all the way off, y'all. Maybe I can avoid it. So we're all the way out on the back side. Back side is all the way out now. So I'm gonna take them all the way out. Looks like the brother was right. Front doesn't seem to have to come as far. It's not giving me as much play. subframe is all the way out now. My back subframe bolts are all the way out. That means it's being completely supported by the jack. Alright, it's all the way out, so it won't completely drop, but it'll be hard for you to get under there. Let's see if I undid my outer, sway bar end links. I undid those already. So let me show you how much space I've got. See how far those are? That's how far down this is kind of, because I already did that. But as you can see, yeah, it's moving. See that? So let's see. Let's see if the hard work paid off. Give us any more space. We need to rotate this. I can see the top of the rack. Yeah, it's just hitting the main subframe. Let's see. There it is. There we go. Let's see, what is it catching now? We're clear of the subframe. Okay, yeah. There you go. So, solution. Solution is you have to completely drop the subframe. Y'all saw me do that live. But you have to just take those 4 subframe bolts all the way out. That's not even being supported right now. It's not being supported by my jack. So it won't, you don't want to do it until you got everything loose and then let it all the way down. See, if you were working on a, obviously if you were working on a, had a lift, you have to worry about that. So you want the drop in the subframe to be almost, I'll say almost the last thing you do. You got to drop it a little bit to get to the flare nut on the power steering unit. Right, this is the flare nut goes in there. That's what we was trying to get to from the top. We were looking at is the one I got out. Gave y'all the solution to that with the pliers. But you want to drop them to they're almost out, not almost out, but y'all saw what I showed you. Okay, you saw what I showed you before I just let it all the way out, because I didn't measure it, so it's no use me trying to guesstimate. But that's when you want to do your work to get the flare nut out. You may be able to do it after you go ahead and drop it. I don't know. That could be your addition to the pool of wisdom that we have here on this. But after you got your work done underneath, then drop it all the way to pull it out. And you saw how easy I just did that in front of y'all. Plenty of space. I'm doing it in my driveway on a hill. Do not let this project scare y'all. It's actually easy. Now that I've got it out, I'm saying it's easy. Man, understand I've done a lot of work. I rebuilt my engine twice, so I'm not a rookie anymore. But so if you're not a rookie, if you're used to working on your cars though, and you're ready to tackle a project like this, go for it. Those videos, I'll post those brothers' names. I'll put links to their videos in the description. I know Eric the car guy, everybody knows him.
car. I forget the brother's name. I just looked at his video again. He got 3-part series again. Genius to give you torque specs and all that. And then it's a guy with he's got 2004 though. Eric does a 2000. He does an Odyssey. It's 2008, but it's an Odyssey. And then the brother that's a mechanic, he does a. I guess it's still at one of the chains anyway. He does a 2008 Honda Pilot. So this is the only video I see of a 2011. It's easier. The brother that's he'll be the black guy in the 3-part series. He's got a drive shaft because it's not front wheel drive, and so he's got a drive shaft on his. So he has to take off his exhaust and stuff like that. You don't have to do all that on this one. Okay, he disconnects his power steering pump. You don't have to do any of that. That's what I'm telling you. You can skip all of that stuff. You got to do up top. All you got to do is take turkey baster, extract what you can. Then the rest you'll drain as you take off those lines underneath. You don't have to take off the air box. Okay, I haven't removed any of this stuff. I didn't touch the air box. I didn't touch any of that. All I did was drain that with the turkey baster. And then I got to work underneath. Now again, and it's dry in there. It's good and dry in there, y'all. Good and dry. The brother, he does a vacuuming job on his. I'm telling you, it's good. It's a great video to watch. I would not do this job without watching his video first, his series first. I would not. But you can skip all that stuff. I'm telling you, where I am right now to get to this point that I just got to pulling out the rack. If I had to do it again, 4 hours. I'll just say 4 hours to be safe. So I'm not exaggerating. This is 8 hours. So I'll cut that in half and just say 4 hours. But like just direct, no right to it like a machine. Y'all know what I mean. Bars. Then, I would say 2 hours. If you just straight to it. If you just boom, 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 straight to it, 2 hours. But just kind of taking your time, 4 hours. 4 hours to get it out, 4 hours to get it back is what I would say. So I still would claim this would be an 8-hour project, just 4 hours to get it out, 4 hours to get it back. And again, that's just giving yourself a lunch break, just not going at it like a dog. If you just went at it like a dog, I would say a 4-hour job. If you go to a professional chain and they try to charge you more than 4 hours for this, leave. That's how I'll say it to you. If they try to charge more than 4 hours, leave. In fact, with a lift and having all the tools they have, this should really be a 2-hour job. And I'm saying that. If I can do this, I'm telling you, on my back, first time, I took my time, y'all. I really took my time. This should be a 2-hour job for a professional mechanic. They should charge you for 2 hours. Charge you for 2 hours. Think about it. That's $300. Just think about that. So if they try to charge you for 4 hours, that's $600. I get the feeling that's what they would do at the dealership. But I'm just telling you, this is a 2-hour job, 4-hour job max. If you balling, say, all right, I'll do it for 4 hours. If you not, haggle their ass. Go to this video, say, man, that brother did it on his back in his driveway. And he got it out in actual work time, not mistakes and not knowing what I'm doing and all that. Take all that out, 4 hours. If I'm just going at it hard, 2 hours. If I had a lift, 2 hours for sure. Knowing what I know now that I could drop it all the way out with no problem, this is a 2-hour charged job. I'm saying from a professional mechanic. In fact, I don't want to be I'm gonna say 3 hours. If they charge you more than 3 hours, walk away. Find somebody else that will do it. But I just got a feeling that those professional chains will try to squeeze 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours out of you. I just got a feeling. But if you don't want to put up with their hassle and have to worry about them doing shit wrong, which they will. I said that. I'm sorry about that. I got oil everywhere. They will do something wrong. Yes, they will do something wrong. Then do it yourself. And I'm telling you, you don't need a crane, you don't need a hoist, you don't need what the manual says to drop the whole subframe. That's what I just did. jack. That type of jack right there is what I prefer. Unless you got 2 of those jacks, normally you have a car that has one come with it, use that one. And you can do this by yourself. You can do it by yourself. It's not going to fall on you, but just make sure you got your jack and stuff so you can get under there. Okay, the next tip I'll give, because I got to go. I'm not going to try to get the new one back in here. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I got to go make some money right now because I've been out here all day. My wife was driving my Woolly. So I'm going to wrap this up, go out and do some work, and then I'll get up in the morning. My next tip is going to be, I'll show you how easy it is to get, or hard it is to get this thing back in here. And I got to delete some videos to make some space. Only got 9 minutes left. So I will see y'all tomorrow, or in an instant, in YouTube land. Peow. Well, not peow. That's how I end my videos. Vame.